Meteorologist James Olive here with Dynamic Weather Agency LLC, here giving you your winter weather preparedness week information, as it is winter weather preparedness week here in the state of Indiana. While it may not be winter weather preparedness week for you yet, it's surely right here around the corner as we move into the winter months. And going into our winter weather preparedness week, going into our first video right here today, we're going to be talking about some of those winter weather terms that we use. And here are some of the terms I'm going to go over today. Some of the terms are going to be basically the differences between watches, warnings, and advisories, as social sciences within the National Weather Service and the weather community have basically told us, based off of surveys that we have done, that the wording and terminology that we use in weather can be a little confusing, and I want to help try to clarify some of those for you today. Now, first, taking a look at a winter storm watch. Basically what this means is we're trying to alert the public for the possibility of blizzard, heavy snow, freezing rain, or heavy sleet conditions to occur, and this is usually issued about 12 to 48 hours before the onset of the winter event. On the contrary, a winter storm warning means that the hazardous winter weather in the form of heavy snow, freezing rain, sleet is imminent or occurring, and this can be issued up to 12 to 24 hours before the onset of the event. Now, for blizzard warnings, the only real difference is it has to meet certain criteria of wind gusts of 35 miles per hour or more, reducing visibility due to blowing or drifting snow to less than a quarter of a mile for a duration of about 3 hours. And these are typically hard to get because that 3-hour time period, and we'll talk about something else we can issue on the other hand if we don't meet those blizzard warning criterias. Now, an ice storm warning is issued when significant ice accumulation of a quarter of an inch or more is expected, and those advisories are issued when winter weather events that are hazardous but are not severe enough to warrant a warning. We will issue those advisories. So, a winter weather advisory is issued when events that have a high likelihood of occurrence are imminent and are already occurring, but however, those advisories are issued for wintry weather that creates a considerable inconvenience, but do not pose an immediate or direct threat to a life or property, and is not widespread in nature. Winter weather advisories, like I said, are usually issued 12 to 24 hours before a storm starts, and then can occasionally occur beyond that, as much as 36 hours before the storm moves into the region. And again, this is sub-warning level criteria, when we just don't meet those certain criteria to reach that warning. Now, again, that winter storm watch means the conditions are favorable for the development of the hazardous winter weather condition that we're forecasting, whether that be heavy snow, sleet, freezing rain conditions, or whatever. And this is issued to give an advance notice for the potential occurrence of a winter storm. Like I said, these can be issued 24 to 36 hours prior to the storm, occasionally beyond that 48-hour time frame before the storm starts. Now, a winter storm warning means that the hazardous winter weather is occurring or imminent, or there's a high likelihood over all or parts of the county warning area for the National Weather Service that this storm or condition of these criteria could occur. So winter storm warnings are issued 12 to 24 hours before the storm starts, and occasionally can be issued beyond 36 hours before the storm moves into the region. Now, typically this is issued for heavy snow of 6 inches in 12 hours or 8 inches within a 24-hour period, or sleet of half an inch or more. Now, this can vary between county warning area and county warning area. Typically, these are the values you'll see for the Northern Plains, the Northern Mississippi Valley region, the Great Lakes, and parts of the Northeast. And these will typically be slightly lower as we move further into the Southern Plains and into the Southeast, where snow conditions aren't as likely. So this does vary between CWA, so be sure to check your CWA criteria. This is the criteria for Indiana. Now, like I said, those blizzard criteria, these are typically hard to be met, as we have to have those sustained or frequent wind gusts of 35 miles per hour or greater, with considerable falling and or blowing snow, reducing visibility to frequently to less than a quarter of a mile for 3 hours or more. Now, sometimes we don't meet these criteria, so typically we'll see winter storm warnings issued for that, or sometimes if we have those brief periods of these conditions, we can issue something called a snow squall. And snow squall is basically an intense, short-lived burst of heavy snow that leads to a quick reduction in visibility that is often accompanied by gusty winds. They may be characterized by more than one main squall, resulting in multiple squalls. And we'll typically see these snow squalls with a lot of lake effect snow bands, but can occur outside of those lake effect snow bands. And we'll typically talk about where the snow squalls could occur when we get into our winter weather forecasting videos. And the combination of the quick reduction in visibilities and some of those falling snows create sudden slick conditions on the roadways that often lead to high-speed wrecks, pileups, and injuries, and even possibly fatalities. And there's also high economic impacts, as interstates can be shut down for hours due to these impacts due to snow squalls. Again, I'm meteorologist James Olive, and this is going to be our first video for our segment of our winter weather preparedness. Signing off for today. Again, you guys have a great, wonderful day. Again, be sure to check out our short-range weather forecast video and our long-range forecast video, possibly issued later on today.